Good morning, y'all. It's me. He was at errands this week, and I thought while he was gone, I'd just kind of give y'all a little tour of our menagerie. This little person, I call him Mr. Sister because I don't know whether it's a he or a she at this point. This is Ryan. Ryan is a rescue. I told y'all about him in an earlier video. But we're getting ready to have some mallard ducks show up here. I've ordered 6. And hey, baby. Hey, darling. He really is just kind of a needy little goose. He's a needy little goose. Yes, it's a darling. It's gotten into a really bad habit of not even wanting to eat unless I'm sitting on the porch and petting him. I'm certain that's probably not a good habit to have gotten him into. But I'm just getting ready to go let the chickens out, and we're down to 4. I have 20 babies in the basement, and I'll take you down and show you those guys in a minute. But I also want to introduce you to our furry ones. These guys are the loves of my life. Don't tell Hugh I said that. Come here, Noble. They're outside getting good and muddy, so I'll have to have a mess in the kitchen and living room floor in a little while. And they're crazy. I have a big pile of mulch over there that needs to go right here. And I'm going to have to go find my pitchfork to make that happen. This is Kaiser. Kaiser. Kai, why are you eating grass? This is Nala. This is Bela. And he has his bagel. I call it his bagel. Noble. Don't be rude. Good morning, all of you. Kaiser's playing hard to get this morning. But anyway, they are my babies. They're precious to me. Oh my goodness. My youngest son said to me one time, he said, "Mom, you love your dogs more than you love us." I told him, no, that's not true. They just mind better than y'all do. All right. Let's walk through the gate that Hugh bent on the tractor. I'm telling you, folks, since he had his stroke, he's just a... You better watch out for him because he may not necessarily be watching out for you. But I think that's getting better over time. He's just still struggling a little bit. All right. This burned out tree right there, this hollow tree, is our makeshift compost pile. Basically, it just gets the wood, the stuff from the wood stove and the stuff from the chicken coop. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. And this little makeshift chicken house, it was secondhand when we got it, and Hugh drug it over here from across the road, and it's sitting at a real side-goggled angle, which y'all can see that, but it's temporary just till we get the other chicken house over here. The girls don't seem to mind. They're in a perpetual state of leaning. Hi, ladies. And we keep them closed in completely at night because I'm hoping that we'll never lose any more critters to an animal or multiple animals. All right, girls, here you go. There you go. There you go. All right. And they just get a little treat in the morning of cat food. That's strange, but we've heard that cat food is a really good supplement for boosting their protein. So I give them a little cat food in the morning. And I'm going to let them pick. And I'm going to take y'all on a journey. We're going to try to find some baby cows. Actually, I might turn the camera off until I at least spot them because it could take a while. Okay, I found them. Now if they'll let me get close enough to film them, that'll be good. Hugh has a better understanding of the babies and the mamas than I do, so I just let him do his thing. We had a huge rain yesterday, y'all. And it's very, very, very messy. There's one baby. There's one baby. And you can see the little white head of the other one between the boards right there. There, she's kind of looking out at us. If I step over here in this muck, I don't want to go down there. There one comes. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. Look at you. Look at you. You gonna come out so we can get a picture of you? Well, isn't that sweet of you? And there comes the other one. Well, you guys just, aren't you just sweet? They're beautiful. This one that's standing in the door right here, if she'll turn her head this way, she is marked really strangely. You can see that. She is bizarre. All right. Come on out. Good morning. Good morning. Look at you. There comes the baby girl. Yeah. Walking through the yuck yuck. Good morning, Mama. Is it time for breakfast? Yeah. It is time for breakfast. Some of the funniest things that you'll ever see is watching a baby calf frisk around. Oh my goodness, it's hysterical. I've even seen them get down kind of like they're squatting in the front toward their mama, like they're like a puppy trying to get something to play with it. And they'll jump at their mama and she'll just lay there and look at them. And they'll jump side to side and she'll just lay there and look at them. But the very worrisome things that cattle do is that they will hide their babies. And then you're just hoping the baby's okay. But Hugh just always assures me, he says, if there was anything wrong with that baby, that mama would be bawling and pacing. She'd let you know there was something wrong. So these two babies are really good. We have 3 more to be born within the next month or so. Our youngest girl, you saw her with the limp last week. That was Ruby Lee. This little calf is just, she's wondering what the heck I'm doing here. She says, why are you watching me? That makes me nervous. All right, I guess that's enough film of the mama cow's back end and the babies. But they are beautiful, aren't they? Such sweet little things. And the little guy up there, you can see he's a bull. Here comes a mama. Here, we got to do something about this muck right here. That's just yucky. He doesn't usually feed them in this side, but since he's gone and I needed to feed them and I don't know how to use, well, I can use the tractor, but I don't like to use the tractor. He had me just go in and untie a bale of hay, so they're going in and out this side, which is really ooky. But there is a nice bale of hay for them in there where you can see Iggy's big back end. Let's see if I can get over here, and I'll just stick the camera through the little slat so you can see him. There's some more back ends. Yeah, they're eating the hay. Alright, y'all behave. I'll see you later. I'm going to take you guys over to see the baby calves. You can see our temporary chicken lot. That's kind of funny. I've got the bottom of that netting held down with firewood. And you can see how leaned the little house is right now. I wonder if they'll be able to stand up in their house, their new house, when it's actually straight. They may wonder, what happened to our lean? We were used to that. Over there's the other babies. They're a year old. And they're yelling at me because they'd like for me to go down and give them a bucket of grain. Hugh spoils these guys. He gives them grain twice a week. And the mama cows and Iggy, he gives them grain once a week. We're actually hoping to get away from that practice. Well, we probably never will, because he uses that as an incentive for them to come when he calls them. And grain finished beef, grain fed beef, isn't really very healthy. But I guess if it's just as a treat, like we're all supposed to limit our sugar intake, guys, right? I'd like to say that I'm good about that, but I am not. It's a goal. It's been a goal for a gazillion years. Good morning. Good morning, girls. And over there's Spot. He's noshing down on the hay. It'll be good that he's gonna be... Yes, I hear you. Yes, I know. You're bossy, aren't you? You're bossy. My sister, one of my sisters, and my daughter Chelsea, and my granddaughter Michaela named these three guys. This one on this far end right here, that is Rosebud. The one in the middle is Artemis. And the one that has the mostly black face, her name is Willow. And the little bull, you know, his name was, you know, Spot. I know that that's not very creative, but he has a big black dot on his nose. And guys, seriously, do you need to be so noisy? Do you? Good gravy. All right, I'll go down and walk through the muck to give you some treat in a little while. All right. Hugh was telling you the other day about this particular watering spot. It's been used for, he said, about 50 years. And that this tank fills with a wet water spring. You can see that. Look at that. We had a good rain yesterday. And actually we had a good rain last week. And it's been running like this now for over a week. But I do wish there were a way to just... We need to ditch this so that there's not water standing there all the time. Yeah, there's just a little bit to do. I'll tell the girls, go find something to do. Go do something. Go do something constructive. I'm not really sure what cows do that are constructive, or that's constructive, but it's a thought at least. And these are the babies. They'll scatter when I put this camera down in there, because they're very skittish, but I want you to be able to see them a little better. Watch them. Hey guys. Hey guys. Yes, I see you. Yes, I see you. They're just in a big water tank in the basement right now. Within a couple of weeks, I'm going to have to build them a larger area. But this was just a convenient way to get them started. My light's in the way. There we go. I don't want to scare them. I came down here the other morning and they were all asleep, and I didn't realize they were asleep. I was a little concerned, and I walked over here real quietly. And I got over here and they were so sweet. Their little heads were just even kind of laying sideways. And I tapped on the side of the bucket, the water trough, and it startled them all awake. And it was like popcorn. Just the whole little group of them all of a sudden just went poof. Oh, it was adorable and so very funny. One of you had asked to see the inside of the farmhouse, and I'll show you this room right now. Well, I can go back through here just a little bit. The rest of the room, I haven't done my dishes this morning, but I'll take you through the rest of the house one day. Right now, I just wanted to show you what's happening in here. This room, it's a little chilly because Hugh's not home. He doesn't, I don't try to keep a fireplace or a fire going while he's gone, because I'm not very good at keeping a fire going. I think that there's an art to that. And and it's just not my in my creative bent. But this room right now, it's the only room that still has the old beaded board paneling on it. And this was my big project this week while he was gone. This is our early spring garden. Everything from cabbages, broccolis, some early spring flowers. What all do I have started? Some Brussels, onions. I'll have to look at all the labels. But anyway, I start plants for myself and for our closest neighbor. And I think that I'll have some for Robert and Aaron to take home with them if they have their garden spots ready when they come. But there's about 720 starts or so. Actually, there's a lot more than that because I always put 2 or 3 seed in each cell. I want to make sure that they actually, that there's some viability, and we use seed until they're just about used up. So it seems that they are always good, and I usually have 2 or 3 seed come up out of every cell. And that means I spend about a week transplanting. So I'll end up having 2 times the amount of starts that I intended. And he always fusses. He says, well, why don't you just throw that extra one away? I said, because it's green and it's growing and it's trying and I'm not going to kill it. So we always have plenty to give away. And people appreciate them, and we're glad to share them. But I'll take y'all in here. Ignore the floors because I've been involved with other things this week. This is my little studio with a big dog bed in the middle of it. And this particular painting is just started, but it hasn't been worked on in over 5 years, and that's because I kind of lost my my will to paint when our son passed, but I am beginning to get my interest in life back. So I'm thinking that I might work on this one, try to finish it by winter time, and maybe find a little gallery to put it in. It's a big painting. This one's about 9 feet wide and 5 feet. That tall one is 5 feet. And it's going to be of Lake Junaluska, which is, if any of y'all are familiar with Haywood County, North Carolina, that's in Waynesville. That's close to us. And these are just some teeny tiny little paintings I've done in years past. I'm not a fan of painting small, but these I did. Excuse me, guys. Kaiser, why do you have my sock? Give me my sock, weirdo. No, we'll move, bud. It's constantly trying to find a way to walk, and that can be challenging. This one's really dark hanging here on the wall. That's another small one I did years ago. But occasionally there's a fundraiser here in Waynesville that requires a certain size painting, so I did some small ones. And they're not my favorite. I like painting large. That's one that I did years and years ago, rhododendron. And this is one of Hugh's talents. He built this Hoosier for me a couple of years back, and it's beautiful. It is so gorgeous. Watch out, guys. Coming through. All right, let's walk on through the messy kitchen, and I'll take you into the probably messier den. Haven't even paid attention to it this morning. I love painting waterfalls. And this is of Abrams Falls. If any of y'all have ever been over in Cades Cove in Tennessee, it's a beautiful walk, but it's an interesting walk. The sign says moderate. I think it says moderate, but and it's not a hard walk. There's not a big area that's actually uphill, but the path itself is covered with gnarly old roots and rocks, And you can trip very, very, very easily. Well, back then, it's probably been 10 years ago since I did this painting. And no, I don't sit outside to paint. I take a photograph and bring it home and work in my studio. But Hugh had just bought for himself a pair of sunglasses that were bifocals. And I asked him at the time, I said, why would you want bifocal sunglasses? That doesn't really make sense to me. And he said, because you never know when you might need to tie a fly. So he was really into fishing back then, as Aaron still is now. But the interesting thing and the difficult thing is that when we were walking that path, I cannot tell you how many times I kept him from falling. I mean, it was just one trip after the other, after the other, after the other, and it was humorous. It was so funny. But I just recently went into bifocals, and I can promise you, as the next time I buy glasses, they will not be bifocal. Let me walk over here and turn this light on. Okay. This is just a print. The other was an original. Let's see if I can get some light on it. And this one, that's not gonna work, is of the Bald River Falls in, can't remember, it's also in Tennessee. Toccoa, maybe? I don't know, I don't remember. But that was probably my favorite painting to do. The original of it was about 42 by 62. But I love painting the waterfalls, y'all. And that's the very, very messy goose window, because she sits out there and pecks on it and slobbers all over it, and it's just disgusting. All right, this painting over here is unfinished, but I got tired of moving it around, so I thought, well, it's close enough to finished that I'm going to just go ahead and give it some wall space. I may eventually finish it. The unfinished part is over here where you see these trees going up without any branches on them. But this is the overview from the top of our mountain. This is what we look at when we go across the mountain into Canton. That's the Crabtree side, and we can see the mountains on a clear day. We can see the mountains all the way back into Tennessee, and it's just a gorgeous drive, y'all. If you ever come over our direction, you'll have to come across the mountain and stop in for coffee, because we like having people stop in for coffee. All right, and these are two more of the just teeny tiny little bitty ones. And I want to end this tour by introducing you to our youngest son, who you know is no longer with us, but just so when we're talking about him, you can visualize him. This is Jared. He was a joy in our lives, and we love him and miss him tremendously. Geyser, that's not okay. Be quiet. But anyway, we're enjoying your comments. I will just say right here that my phone, I don't know if it's our reception here where we're at, but we're just really we don't have very good reception with our internet apparently. But when I attempt to answer, sometimes the answer will show up. Sometimes it will not. So just know that all of your questions are read. There's my messy sink, my messy countertop. I wanted to show you my first success though with orchids. I was so excited. This one's just about finished, but and you can see what I was talking about when I said that I'll be able to watch Hugh from where I'm at and see him. There's some trees that are going to have to be trimmed up apparently, but I'll be able to see him with the sawmill. If I'm not over there with him, I can kind of watch and make sure he's being careful. But that old chicken house has got to go. It's just an eyesore now anyway. It's not used for anything. But folks, I have enjoyed this, and this is the nuisance. I call him the toad. He does this when I'm on the phone too. I really don't understand it. It's like a 3-year-old, but he'll be 7 this month. So and in dog years he should be a whole lot older than that. But isn't he beautiful? He is just as turdy as he is beautiful, though. All right. Thank you. We're enjoying getting to know y'all, and we'll talk to you later.